Hi, I'm Brittany Allyn for Wine and Opine, and today we're tasting the 2013 Domaine Durieu Cotes du Ventoux. This wine is a blend of 70% Grenache and 30% Syrah. Now, some of you may be familiar with the name Domaine Durieu. They're very well known for their highly regarded Châteauneuf du Pape. And in some opinions, this wine may be considered a second label or diffusion brand wine from them. And so we're going to get right to our trivia question for today. What is the definition of a second label or diffusion brand wine? Is it A, wines made from grapes that are sourced from vines that are younger than the winemaker's first label brand? B, wines not meant for long-term aging? C, wines that are lower priced than the winemaker's first label brand? Or D, all of the above? Now, we'll have the answer to that after we taste. If you look at this wine, you can see that it has a beautiful, dark, deep purple burgundy color. Also a magnificent clarity. Love that. On the nose, it's like a big cherry. Also some cassis, some spice. And to me, there's this very subtle underlying, almost floral or herbal aspect to this. The word bouquet comes to mind because all of these elements really come together to make a beautiful nose on this wine. On the palate, it's very fruit forward, nice balanced acidity. I love the pepper on the finish. I think this is an excellent example of the perfect pairing, in my opinion, of Grenache and Syrah. You really get the best of both varietals here. Something about this wine, it was aged in stainless steel tanks and also cement vats, which are both very neutral, unlike oak. So everything you're experiencing here is of the grape. The tannins you're getting of the grape, and that makes this wine all the more impressive to me. Now, for food pairing, of course, you could go with a steak. Try this with my roast beef sandwich au pourvoir. Also, I think it would be wonderful with pizza. Also, I think the tomato and the Cajun spices in my jambalaya would be delightful with this. So try some of those recipes. They're available on my website, savortheflavors.tv. Now back to our trivia question for today. What is the definition of a second label or diffusion brand wine? Is it A, wines made from grapes that are sourced from vines that are younger than the winemaker's first label brand? B, wines not meant for long-term aging? C, wines that are lower priced than the winemaker's first label brand? Or D, all of the above? If you said D, you were correct. The definition of a second label or diffusion brand wine is a little bit of a gray area. Some regions like Bordeaux have more defined guidelines, but something we know is that A, B, and C are all things that are very common to a second label or diffusion brand wine. In this case, the grapes are sourced from younger vines than the winemaker's first label brand. They're Châteauneuf du Pape. Those grapes are sourced from vines that are upwards of 90 years old. Also, this wine, in my opinion, is not meant for long-term aging because it's great right now and maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. That's not a bad thing because we have to remember that most wines, 90% or more, are not meant for long-term aging. And also, this wine at $15.99 is about half the price of the winemaker's first label brand. And so this could be considered a second label or diffusion brand wine. Now, the reason winemakers do that, they may actually have extra grapes that they don't want to waste, so they create another label. Or also, by offering something at a lower price, they can appeal to a broader market. And I think that's very smart. Sometimes you don't want to spend $50 or $60 for a bottle of wine because you might not know if you like it, and that seems like a lot of money to spend. By trying something like this, you can gain confidence in the winemaker and then also some curiosity to where you may want to go on and try their other wine. This wine is from Cotes du Ventoux, which is another region than the Châteauneuf du Pape they're so very well known for. The Cotes du Ventoux is in the southeast region of the Rhone wine region in France. Now, I hope you enjoyed our exploration today of second label and diffusion brand wines, specifically the Domaine Durieu Cotes du Ventoux. I'd like to remind you this is Wine and Opine. I always like to hear from you. If you have a diffusion brand wine in particular that you like, I would love to hear about it. You can comment on our video at YouTube, Wine and Opine. And also, if you write reviews or if you do video reviews and you'd like to be featured on our website, we would love to have you. Just fill out the contact information at wineandopine.com. I look forward to hearing from you.